What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anderson Silva. Jake Paul. 8 rounds exhibition. But one thing you can say about Jake Paul, the exhibitions are not really exhibitions, they are demolitions. In this case, he was in with a 47-year-old seasoned legendary fighter of Anderson Silva, and he came in working the jab. Jake Paul, was sturdy. He was confident, but I think he was starting to get discouraged once he started firing those right hands and wasn't landing. And then, of course, the uppercuts on the inside from Anderson Silva gave him the advantage. He definitely had the reach advantage, but of course, Jake Paul was younger, 26 years of age, 21 years younger, and it was just amazing to see Anderson Silva move like he did, like he could still do, working behind the jab. He was throwing a lot of MMA stuff in there without doing MMA stuff in there, and it was classic. The jab, the right uppercut, the left uppercut. He landed his own lefts, the body shots. He went in there with Jake Paul and hit him with everything he possibly could. But surprisingly, here's the thing. What I liked about Anderson Silva is when he finally ate a right hand like a Big Mac, he took it with stride, okay? And I think Anderson paced himself well. The last 3 rounds were probably the most memorable of this fight. Seen Anderson Silva apply the pressure, and apply the pressure until the 8th round when Anderson came out just rapidly throwing punches and hooks, and he had Jake Paul on the defensive. In fact, this whole fight, Jake Paul was against the ropes because he knew that Anderson Silva was nobody to play with. And he's figured out from round 1 on, I can't just hit this guy like Tyron Woodley. I can't hit this guy like a basketball player or an old grappler that's been retired for a while. I can't do the same stuff that I was accustomed to doing with these other fighters. So Anderson Silva, man, he ate that right hand in the 8th round, and I think that was the deciding factor. I think that decided the fight. I was kind of skeptical because they didn't really, still haven't seen the scorecards, but of course it's an exhibition, so I don't think they have a CompuBox system set up. But nonetheless, even when he went down on his back foot and he attempted to get up. But then here's the deal. He knew I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready. So he took his time, took a 2 or 3 breaths, took a couple beats, and then got up. Okay, and then he was still able to finish the round. But I think that 8th round, he got a little bit too greedy. I know he was trying to make a statement, and I believe he made it. Jake Paul, though, say what you want about Jake Paul. He is a problem to the boxing platform. However, I still want to see Jake Paul in with a real fighter. Not to say Anderson Silva's not a real fighter. He's just not a seasoned boxer. He's a seasoned striker, a kickboxer. He's trained many styles. But boxing, he's been successful. But guess what? He's 47 years old. So at the end of the day, what you should realize about Anderson Silva, his punch resistance is still there. His reflexes are still there. The experience has always been there. And Jake Paul can eat a punch as well because he took a lot of uppercuts from Anderson Silva. Okay, he did. He ate those shots, but of course he's younger, he's durable, and he's still going to be a problem. But guess what? This is what I found out about this fight also I want to add. This fight was very, very entertaining, okay? I do want to apologize to you guys for last night. I had Kenny Porter with me commentating the whole thing. We was going to follow it all the way through. Kenny Porter, of course, picked Jake Paul to win. I'm going for Team Brazil. Anderson Silva, the Spider. And, and it looked like that was going to be the case. I had to go to another place, which was loud, and I couldn't continue. The Wi-Fi was whack, but it was very unprofessional how those employees set that up because the boss had that set aside for me to do that live stream there. with Kenny Porter. Okay, so the way they handle it, I was told somebody's going to be fired, which is good, which is real good, because no one gave us any warning. They just shut it off, and that was it. Nonetheless, I seen the fight at another place, another venue, but I was impressed at what I saw. So I think at the end of the day, it was an entertaining night of boxing. And I think these fighters, these boxers that want that money like Jake Paul has to come in and be exciting, to take Jake Paul out, to take out the problem child. And Anderson Silva did. And in fact, I would love to see part 2 of Anderson Silva versus Jake Paul. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Anderson Silva losing a decision to Jake, the problem child. Paul, of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.